Hi friends, I noticed some confusion with this assignment, so I thought I'd make a video to show you how to do some of these problems. So there were two types of problems in this assignment, and you needed to be able to plot these points on a grid. You could have used this website that I gave to you, or you could have just used any grid that you had. I had a piece of graph paper that I drew a coordinate plane on, but you could just do this on a regular piece of paper as well. So for the first type of question, you're asked to plot these points and then decide what type of a shape it is, and then also find the area of that shape. So for number one, you have to start by plotting those points. So we'll start by plotting letter A. Letter A is -4, 1. So I'm gonna go over to my grid here, and I'm gonna start at the origin, which is here. -4 is the first number, so I'm gonna count to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was negative, so I went left. And then the second number is +1, so I'm gonna go up 1, and I'm going to label that point as letter A. The second point was letter B, which is -4, 3. So again, I'm gonna start at the origin. I'm gonna count to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. I went to the left because it was negative, and then I'm going up 3. 1, 2, 3, and I'm making a dot, and I'm gonna label that as B. The third point was -1, 1. So I'm gonna go back to my grid. I'm starting at the origin. I'm gonna go -1 and then up 1, and I'm labeling that as C. And then the last one was -1, 3. So I'm gonna go back to my grid. I'm starting at the origin, and I'm counting 1 to the left because it was -1, and then up 3 because 3 was positive. So up 1, 2, 3, and putting a dot and labeling it D. So if I take my pencil and I actually connect those points, then the shape that I end up with is a rectangle. So I would go back into my assignments and I would type rectangle. Oops. Rectangle for the first part. The second part is that you're asked to figure out the area of this rectangle. So I'm gonna go back to my shape, and the base of this is 1, 2, 3 units. The height is 1, 2 units. And we remember that to find the area of a rectangle, you multiply base times height. So if the base was 3 and the height was 2, then that means the area is 6 square units. So I'm gonna go back into my assignment, and where it says area, I'm gonna type in 6. So that was the first type of question. And then the second type of question started with number 6. So number 6 through 10, you were given some coordinates to point or to plot on your grid, and your job was to figure out the missing point. So for number 6, it says the following are 3 vertices, and vertices is just the plural of vertex, and vertex just means a point. So the following are the 3 vertices of a rectangle. What is the missing vertex? So I'm gonna start by plotting the 3 that were given. So I just have another grid here. And so the very first point was letter A, and that was -4, 4. So I'm gonna go back to my grid. I'm gonna start at the origin. -4 means I'm counting to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then +4 means I'm going up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm plotting that point, and I'm labeling it A. I'm gonna go back to my assignment. The second one was letter B, which was -4, 1. So I'm going back to my grid, and I'm starting at the origin, and I'm counting to the left because it's -1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 1, and I'm labeling that with B. The next one is letter C, which is -2, 4. So I'm going to go back to my grid. From the origin, I'm counting to the left because it's negative. So -1, -2, and then up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm labeling that with C. And then letter D is the one that we're trying to figure out. So we know that this shape is a rectangle because it says that in the problem. So I'm going to look at the shape that's given, or that we've got so far. And if I connect these points, then my rectangle is going to look like this, which means that the last point is going to be right here. So the assignment asked you to figure out the coordinates of that point, which is letter D. So to do that, we're starting at the origin. To get to letter D, we're counting to the left 2, so 1, 2. That would be -2, so that's your first coordinate, -2. And then we're going up 1, and because we went up, that's positive, so your coordinates are -2, 1. So that means we're going back into the assignment, and right here where it says missing coordinate for number 6, we're going to write -2, 1. And that was how you did both types of questions in that assignment.